The idea that the Niners could have such a bad season that they consider drafting a quarterback is not something anyone's talking about, but it is an interesting thought exercise depending on where they fall in the draft order. And, they would never do that to Purdy. Purdy's taken them to an NFC championship game and a Super Bowl. So did Jimmy G. And they gave up 3 first-round picks to go get his replacement. Now, that didn't work out. But if they all of a sudden just had a quarterback fall into their lap in an offseason when Purdy's, going to be wanting $60 million a year, well. But here's the thing that I want to say about the Niners, DeMonte. You don't hear so much anymore, Nick, you disrespect Brock, do you? You don't hear so much anymore, what more do you want Brock to do? You don't hear so much anymore, Nick, you're unfair, you judge him because he was a 7th-round pick, why won't you give him credit? Amazing. Amazing how the moment Brock Purdy goes from having the most stacked supporting cast in the league to having a league average supporting cast, he looks like a league average quarterback.
All right, so you hear Nick there just saying he's not getting ripped as much because Brock Purdy's year has been so down. 2022, 2023, he's just lighting it up. Pretty much leading the league in every single passing category, and there was a lot of debate. Brock Purdy was in the MVP race. He was very near the top to win it last year until I think that Ravens game, and he threw all those interceptions in that Ravens game that kind of knocked him out of the running there. But now he's saying, hey, he's got an average cast. There's a bunch of injuries. The Niners are having all kinds of problems. And now Brock Purdy's stats are way down. And now it's kind of funny, right, that he's not getting ripped anymore because Brock is not lighting it up anymore. So kind of looking at Brock Purdy this season, yeah, it's definitely a down year. We're just not seeing what we saw in 2022 and 2023. His completion percentage is 66.8% this year. He's got 3,032 yards. He's got 15 touchdowns and 8 picks, and his rating is up to 98.7. So he's able to bring that rating up a few points with this amazing game that he had against the Chicago Bears. And this was a very elite game for Brock Purdy. I mean, he had 80% completion percentage. So that definitely helped his completion percentage for this season rise. He had 325 passing yards, and I think most of those were in the first half because the Niners just rolled the Bears in the first half. They were up 24-zip at the half. The Bears had 4 yards total offense in the half or something nutty like that. So, the Niners put up most of their stats in the first half of this game. And then the second half was a lot different. The Bears actually got some scores. They were actually able to possess the ball and have some long drives, so it really limited the 49ers from going out and putting up another, 200 to 300 yards of offense or whatever it was in the second half. So definitely a tale of two halves in this game, but the Niners just rolled the Bears so hard in that first half, pretty much put them out of the game, and then it just took more of, an average second half for the Niners to kind of finish that game off and finish out a blowout. So, Brock Purdy did have 2 passing touchdowns in this game and 0 picks, so he had an amazing game. Rating of 145.4, so almost a perfect game here for Brock Purdy. Really great stats, but this year for Brock Purdy, it's been this up and down thing going on, right? So he has this amazing game against the Bears, rating of 145.4, over 300 yards passing, 80% completion percentage, but then if you look at the few games before that, really tough games. I mean, especially in Buffalo, completion percentage of 61.1%, less than 100 yards passing, but still a rating of 74.8. That's just not going to get it done. And then he had that injury, right? He missed that game against the Packers. If we go to the game before that, against the Seahawks, very good completion percentage at 75%, but he only threw for 159 yards. He did throw a pick. He only had 1 passing touchdown in that game. So that just puts him at a rating of 85.3. So not a good game there for Brock against the Seahawks. But then, so you see this great game against the Bears. Previous 2 games were not good. Then you go to the game against the Bucs before that, another great game. 69% completion percentage, 353 yards, 2 passing TDs, no picks, and a rating of 119.3. So for Brock this year, it's just been a lot of up and down, and that's the thing. In 2022 and 2023, we saw him just cooking for the entire season pretty much. He might have an off game here and there, but all the other games he's lighting it up. So let me know what you think about it here with this up and down season for Brock Purdy. What is he? Is he a good quarterback? Is he a very good quarterback? Is he an elite quarterback? Some people out there still think he's a game manager. So let me know what you think about Brock Purdy in the comments section. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this, and I will talk to you soon.